poor of the future have finally become the playthings of the rich. Anyone over 18 will be put in this room. The only way to get a reward is to perform in front of the camera. Matt attempted a cartwheel, and he was rewarded with $16. After 3 days of starvation, he rushed to buy food. However, this amount of money can only buy one dog food, although it is a bit insulting. But Matt suddenly came up with a great idea. He directly played as a dog, and ate all the dog food like a dog. This not only filled his stomach, he even got a $30 reward. He bought a top for the money, and he started doing his own handstands. Slowly, he saved up $40, enough to buy a bed. The street dance he had learnt also came in handy. As he continued to perform, he bought all the infrastructure in the room. The reward he earned every day was barely enough for a full meal, but living like a monkey day in and day out, he got tired of it. Once he got drunk, he kept hitting the camera with a bottle. As he swung it again and again, his bounty dwindled. Suddenly the power went out. The whole room was left in darkness. This is the system's punishment for his defiance. Loneliness is the greatest fear of mankind. After a few days in this environment, Matt became hysterical. He even got down on his knees, begging for the system to reopen. This time, he'd put on a good show, and sure enough, because of his begging, the system came back on, and as the screen lit up, this time there was a small screen in the lower left corner. There was an old man explaining a history book. Seeing Matt's arrival, he naturally introduced himself. The old man told him, as long as the accumulated reward reaches a certain amount, he could unlock a new feature of the system, so he could now connect to his own screen. He said he has been in this room for more than 50 years, every day to the screen to explain some historical knowledge. That's why his savings have always been in the high teens. Now the two of them can share the screen, so they can try to do some program effects to increase each other's income. The old man remembered that he had learned some magic tricks when he was young. As long as he teaches Matt and use his pompous performance to get a lot of rewards, the two men's plan was soon set in motion. Though the magic tricks were often botched, but it also achieved a special comedic effect. And as Matt's skills matured, his show became more and more popular. Deposits reached over 2,000 without a hitch, and his signature magic gestures were memorized. And so his system unlocked a new feature. Now Matt could search the bottom right corner to search for shows in other people's rooms. He was attracted by a yoga beauty. He couldn't help but reward him $20, and he got a heartfelt thank you from the other woman. Matt then realized that this was how he got his reward. Suddenly a screen appeared in the upper left corner of Matt's screen. There was a woman in the shower. She angrily came out and accused Matt. How could someone connect to her webcam without her consent? Matt quickly explained, it was because the woman's reward had accumulated to a certain amount, and that's why she unlocked the ability to connect to Matt. The same reason Matt connected with the old man. With the new addition, Matt thought they could do more shows this time, and earn more money, but the woman said no. He asked a soul-searching question. Why is it that everyone just wants to make bounties in a small room? Doesn't it ever occur to you to escape from here? This question left everyone speechless. Matt said he'd fought back before, but the result was a terrible punishment. It's better to enjoy what we have now than to be tortured. But the woman was still adamant. She believed that if the system had certain rules, there must be a loophole. No matter what, she must escape from here. With 3 people on the line, it's a lot more lively, and they made a better show. The hotspots in Matt's room went up a few notches, but at the same time, they were arguing more and more. The woman was always advocating how to get out of the room. The old man, as a conservative man, was always stressing how to live exquisitely in the room. They argued more and more, and the old man got irritated. Suddenly, he coughed and coughed. When he went to bed at night, his condition began to deteriorate. Eventually, he collapsed in front of the screen, unable to move. Matt realized the old man must have had a stroke, but even with his 6,000 bounty, he couldn't afford to buy the old man medicine. He started a live show. He called on those who watched his live show to go to the old man's room and help him, but it was all in vain. It seemed that no one in front of the screen could help the poor old man. As his condition worsened, the old man's room burst into flames. In just 3 minutes, everything went up in flames, and he was disconnected forever. It turns out that the system wipes out those who are no longer useful. The conclusion of their hard performance is destined to become ashes, and that's when Matt realized he had to get out of H.